Okay, this is a track-by-track breakdown of my album Home, which came out on March the 31st, 2017. I'm going to walk you through track by track and explain the lyrics and the backstory and the recording process and things like that, and I hope you guys find that interesting. The backstory to this record is that I was never intended on making an album at all. I was taking a break from my band Kaishira because we'd just done our most successful album to date, which was the third album, Circle, and we'd done a European tour and a headline UK tour and some sold out shows and some of the best times we'd ever had in terms of the band's success. It was a really great run, constant back to back for about 2 years. But during the entire time, I didn't enjoy any of it, and I was feeling increasingly depressed and sad, and like it was all futile and a waste of time. And I was just not in a great place on a personal level, even though on a career level everything was going better than ever. And I thought that I would be happy with that, but I wasn't. So I was really confused. So when all that finished and we had nothing else coming up, I thought that would be a good time to put the brakes on and figure out, what was going on a personal level. And when I did that, I just kind of had a bit of a breakdown and just kind of exploded and fell out with everybody and fell out with my parents and my family and friends and the boys in the band, and I just sort of threw everything out of the cot, and just spent a month basically doing nothing other than just boozing and eating crap and wandering the mountains and reading philosophy books and questioning my life and trying to figure out what the hell was going on. So music really wasn't the top of my list. If anything, I saw music as something that I was just another thing that I was despondent with. So I basically just took that time to just focus on me as a person and get to the bottom of my feelings and try and make some sense of it and hopefully make some changes so that that wouldn't happen again. And the album kind of came out during, it just kind of expressed itself, I guess, during that time. I kind of came out the other end, fortunately for me. I kind of came out the other end after about a month or so, feeling like a new person. It's almost like the kind of fog had been lifted, and I was able to see just how completely and utterly blessed I am to have such amazing family and friends and fans, and be able to make music and go to amazing countries around the world with my best friends, doing shows and having a good time. It was kind of disturbing that I was unable to see how completely blessed I was and how lucky I am. So it was quite apparent to me that unless I made lifestyle changes, that that this could easily happen again. And I didn't think that was cool, really. So I think in hindsight, I was definitely suffering from stress-related depression, perhaps. I've not got a history of that. But I think when you live life without any balance whatsoever, and it's just work, and you're just solely focused on one thing all the time, and you don't have any balance for personal time or social time or recreation or relaxation or anything like that, you just blow up at some point. You just burn out, and then you can't get anything done. So I'm a lot more conscious of that now, and I'm really thankful that I had that experience of hitting rock bottom and just basically smashing into a million pieces and then putting myself back together again. I'm really glad that happened because now I've got a much better understanding of what I've got in my life and how lucky I am, and I'll never let that happen again. So there's a word of warning out there to anyone that's feeling like that. If you're feeling like you're kind of on the burnout and you can't see the woods for the trees, and you need to stop, seriously, just take some time out, do what you got to do, and hopefully you can come out the other end. And Home as an album kind of just appeared really during this time. I didn't intend on writing it, and it kind of functioned, I guess, as a kind of journal for exactly how I was feeling at the time. There are songs like Entertainer and Just a Man, which were kind of written towards the start of that whole period. You can tell because they're quite dark. And then songs like Hometown and Unconditional were kind of right at the end, when I was able to see things a bit better. It came together incredibly quickly because it was just a complete emotional sort of outlet. It's an album full of complete emotional honesty, so I didn't have to sort of like be creative with the lyrics or anything. I just expressed exactly how I was feeling. So it came together incredibly quickly. It was written, recorded, promoted, and released within literally a matter of months. I'm really proud of it. It's like it's kind of a timestamp for me on a very momentous period in my life, a transitional period in my life. So it's always going to have a special place in my heart. I played all the instruments myself. I recorded it all myself, produced it all myself in a secluded little studio. And within about 3 months, I'd written and recorded the entire thing. So it was definitely just a kind of straight emotional outpouring, this record. And I really hope that you guys like it. And thanks so much for everyone again for pledging and getting behind it and making it possible for me to put this out. And so we're going to kick off straight in with track 1, The Meanings of Life. Okay, so this one was written whilst I was in my philosophical mid-depression kind of period of trying to figure things out. Like, it basically felt like everything was futile and pointless and meaningless that I'd worked so hard to achieve in my life. And I was sort of doing a lot of reflection upon that sort of thing, like what is the meaning of our lives and what really matters and all that sort of stuff. And this song is kind of an expression of that.
After all is done, and every wildest dream, when every truth's been told.
And I think the conclusion that I came to is that there is no one universal meaning to life. We each of us make our own meanings. We each find things that are meaningful to us, no matter how big or small they may be. It means something to us. So the meaning to life is plural. Meanings to life. We all find our own personal meaning that means something to us within our lives and within the relationships we have with others and the experiences that we share this amazing experience of life with. Next up, we got Unconditional, which is just pretty self-explanatory song. This is just a straight thank you to all the closest and most dearest people in my life, my family and my close friends. And I know that everyone's got someone in their life that they share these sentiments for. So I just wanted to put it out there because more often than not, it's the people closest to us that most often get taken for granted. So, and I'm really guilty of doing that. So I wanted to pay a tribute to the amazing people that I'm so fortunate to have in my life. And hopefully many of you listening to this will have other people that you feel the same way about as well. The video for this features my actual parents and also my grandmother as well, and many of the families in there are actually families of friends of mine. So there's no actors; they're all real people and real families. And I wanted to sort of keep the emotional honesty in line with the music and the lyrics. So it's pretty self-explanatory, this one. So I'm not going to talk during the song. If you want to listen to it, keep playing. If not, skip it through to the next one.
There's something that I've gotta say. I know we get caught up in the day by day, but it don't need to take a minute or two to remind you that we've been through so much. These words just ain't enough. Unconditional, and I don't care at all if it's dysfunctional. It's unconditional. Hey, sometimes I stop and I just watch you, and I wonder if you only person alive, 'cause I have known you and had you in my life. Though life can be so tough, it never changes us, 'cause it's unconditional. without you there. And I wanna say thank you for everything. Now I wouldn't change a single part of this crazy journey of ours. It's unconditional. There's nothing you could ever do to stop me loving you. It's unconditional. Hey,
Next up, we got Hometown. This one is a tribute to hometowns everywhere. One thing I've realized is in all the people that I meet on my travels and all the gigs that I've played around the world and people that I speak to on social media or, you know, on nights out after gigs in the back and beyond, one thing I've realized with everyone I speak to is everyone seems to think that where they come from sucks and that everywhere else is amazing and that everyone else who lives somewhere else is leading some amazing party life. But the fact that everyone thinks that, it means that it can't be true. So I've been guilty of thinking that as well for too long, you know, that I live in a shithole and stuff, but I don't, you know. I've had so many good times around here, and nowhere is perfect and nobody's perfect. It's what you make of it. And I just thought it was nice to give a shout out to just those regular, average, working class, middle class hometowns that most of us actually spend our lives in, and where we make our best friends and make our fuck ups and you know, fall in love, get our heart broken, lose our job, find ourselves, whatever it may be, or just have great times and great memories, and bad times and bad memories. But you know, yeah, your hometown is where all that stuff takes place. You know, it turns you into who you are, and you could never shake that off, even if you move away. So I wanted to kind of just give a tribute, man. And I think it's healthy to appreciate that there is no other mysterious, magical place at the end of the rainbow, that if we could just get over there, everything would be amazing, because it's just never going to happen. So I think seeing the beauty in what's around you, I think, is a positive, healthy thing to do. But I wanted to kind of be real about it as well, you know. I mean, like the video, we don't show any of the glamorous, beautiful side of living in South Wales, of which there are many. We just showed all the kebab shops and things because, you know, that's a part of it. But if you're still able to appreciate and acknowledge the sort of quaint, regular, decent humanity and all that sort of stuff, and realize that it is what you make of it, then I think you're going to lead a much happier life.
Met a few legends and others too. I made the best of you and a mess of me, but you couldn't put a price on these memories. So always remember from where you came. Home is where the heart is. We both change, but it stays the same. Always remember from where you came. Home is where the heart is. We both change, but it's always the same.
Keeping on. Okay, this one is definitely about a celebration again of all things sort of local with regards to ambition and people. So again, it's the theme so far seems to be an appreciation of the real things in life and the real people around us and the real things that we do and the meanings that we draw within our own personal experience of life. So keeping on is kind of about just a celebration of just doing stuff, I guess, like having a purpose that you give yourself in life. And it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. It's that old cliche, but it's one that I definitely think is true. In my own life, I wouldn't have met any of the amazing people that I've met, or had any of the amazing stories I've got, or had any of the character building experiences that I've had if it wasn't for the fact that I've done thousands of gigs, broken down in the rain, sleeping on a gear stick and stuff like that. You know, things or having an emotional mental breakdown, like I explained I had at the start of this video. These things, they all shape you, you know. But if you stay kind of in a little padded cell in your house and you never venture or try to do anything, you're never going to fail. You're never going to fall on your face and learn from that, you know, and have a story to tell. So this is kind of about just like overcoming insecurity or self-esteem and just getting out there and doing it. You know, you haven't got to be the best or the biggest or most successful or perfect at it, but just get out there and do it, because it brings life to your life, which is what I say, a lifetime is guaranteed. The destination you only need to keep you keeping on. It means the destination is what you aim for. That sets you on your path. It doesn't matter whether you get there or not, because just by getting out there and set in motion, you're going to experience stuff which is going to bring substance to your life. And in this verse, I'm talking about heroes live among us, but we don't know. I'm talking about the people on all of our streets, you know, that save lives on a daily basis. You know, not just the good Samaritans, but like, you know, the nurses and the firefighters and the doctors. And they're the real heroes, the uncelebrated, nameless heroes that walk among us every day. Whilst we celebrate the glitzy stars, you know, we're surrounded by people who should be celebrated, including ourselves, you know. There's so much decent humanity around us all the time, but our society is skewed in a way that makes us cynical, negative, that stops us striving to do the things we want to do, because we feel like we've got to be the best at it or it's not good enough. And that's what the line about we are the sky between the stars means. It's the in between the stars, which is a play on words for like celebrities and the people, the glitzy stars that we celebrate in life. The canvas between those stars, which makes up most of the picture, is the regular, non-shiny you and I, who actually keep this society ticking over with all of our small contributions that we bring, which mount up to a much bigger contribution than any of the cameos that come into our radar for 15 minutes bring. So if you've got a burning desire to do anything, no matter how small or whatever, you know, if it means something to you, please do it. It doesn't matter if you get there, because you're going to start living life as soon as you get that ball rolling.
Maybe the road leads to nowhere, but a lifetime's guaranteed. The destination you only need to keep you keeping on.
Okay, I pretty much talked all the way through that one. I'm not going to talk through this next one. This is Just a Man, and I think the lyrics are pretty self-explanatory. This was when I was fully in the depths of despair and questioning everything I'd done was just being a failure and a complete pointless waste of time, and I was a loser, and, you know, I meant every single word that I wrote into the lyrics in this song. So I don't think it needs much explanation from me. The vocal track, like I said, is all one vocal take from the original demo track that I did whilst I was fully in that kind of darker place. So this song couldn't be more raw, really. So I'm not going to talk at all during this track. So if you want to skip to the next one, if you've heard it already, do so, and we'll pick it up at Entertainer. Or if you want to listen, play on. This is Just a Man.
Oh baby, I'm a mess, and I just can't pretend anymore. Oh baby, I'm sorry, 'cause I'm just not what you've been waiting for. I really tried to climb so high, but I've let you down. This is all that's left. So can you still love me if I'm just a man? Do you still want me now you know that's all I am? I know I didn't always get it right, but I never did you wrong. I'm just a man, but I'm all yours. Oh baby, scared as you, and I don't know the answers. But oh baby, you know I love you, and I always did the best I could. And I know that life can be so unfair, and the battle's never won, but I wanna fight it with you. So can you still love me if I'm just a man? Do you still want me now you know that's all I am? I know I didn't always get it right, but I never did you wrong. I'm just a man, but I'm all yours. There's a relief that comes from failure, just watching it all crash down. Now I'm naked among the ruins. No, that's left is all I really need. Can you still love me if I'm just a man? Do you still want me now you know that's all I am? 'Cause I won't always get it right, but I will never do you wrong. I'm just a man, I'm just a man, I'm just a man, but I'm all yours.
Okay, up next we've got Entertainer. This is another dark song which was written during the times when I was not in a very good place. And this one's kind of mostly related to my experience with music, becoming increasingly disillusioned, questioning the validity of being simply an entertainer, and also the difficulties that I was feeling with the reality of it's very difficult to explain what it's like. Some people can switch themselves off to it, but because in our band and when I perform by myself, it's 100% real. There's no choreography going on, so we give absolutely every last inch of ourselves to the show. And it can be, when you're doing that night in, night out for years on end, it can be incredibly emotionally and biologically, physically draining, because it's kind of strange because you everything is on full max whilst you're on stage, and then half an hour later you can just be sat in a silent hotel room by yourself, or you could be sat on a dark pitch black motorway in the middle of nowhere just driving to the next gig. And it's weird, it really does tug at your kind of biology in a strange way, and I think it can burn you out. I think that kind of radical high and then crashing low within the space of the same hour kind of can mess with you a bit. It's like, say, some people can just treat it like a job, turn up, do it and leave, but for me it's 100% real. Everything I do is 100% real. So, all the jumping around and smashing stuff up and all that is 100% real. And then the next minute you're like some caged animals stuck in a vehicle on a motorway, just staring at the pitch black road for the next 6 hours. It's weird. So I'm not moaning about it or anything like that, but I think I was feeling a little bit resentful and disinterested in the whole thing at the time I wrote this song. Thankfully that's all gone now, but hey, still got a good tune out of it.
Hanging out to dry. It's a one-directional, instantaneous, superficial love on your entertainer. So maybe for a while we can both pretend I can be anything
just to add a counter balance to this song as well, being in a band and being a musician is the best thing in the world ever. And I don't begrudge it for a second. But it is easy when you live a very one-dimensional, insular existence, which completely revolves around your band, and you don't do anything else for about 10 years, your mind can get a bit weird. So, in my defense, that's what was going on when I wrote this song. But it really is the best thing ever, and thanks to you guys for letting us be able to do it. Up next, we've got Reckless, and again, this one's pretty self-explanatory, so I'm not going to say too much about this one. This one's pretty much a celebration of the joys of reckless abandon and one-night stands and things of that nature, which is pretty obvious when you listen to the song. It features backing vocals from the amazing Kat Southall. You should go and check her out. The bass sound, that fuzzy bass sound, was interesting. I had two massive bass rigs in the studio when I played this, and one of them was fuzzy and one of them was clean, and I had about 5 different fuzz pedals going on the fuzz side. I had a Fuzz Factory guitar pedal, I had a bass Big Muff, I think I had my guitar Turbo Rat as well, and shitloads of compression, and then I had a completely clean channel coming out the other side, and I played them both at the same time with a splitter. So that's how I got that fuzzy bass sound you can hear right there. So basically, life is short, so why dance around the point and deny ourselves the pleasures of the moment that's been offered to us when we could just seize it and enjoy it. Okay, so I think the lyrics do all the talking on this one. So if you want to skip to the next track, you can do that, or you can listen on. But there's not much I can tell you in this. The whole point of the song is laying it on the table, and that's what it does. So I think y'all know what he's talking about.
So how
Misfits. This track nearly didn't make it on the record. It was the last song to be added to the album, and I nearly didn't put it on there. And it's crazy because it's such a popular track from the album, which was a nice surprise. Again, I'm not going to tell you anything at all about this one because it's obviously a personal song, which is why it was not going to go on the album. So again, I think the lyrics are quite self-explanatory on this one, and people can make of it what they will. But I'm really glad that this has become a popular song, and I'm really glad that the collective term for us lot now is Misfits. I think that's a fitting name, considering you're also mental. But no, this is like a personal song. So, and you guys can have it for yourselves and use it in your own personal situations. I'm really glad you like it, but I'm gonna let you listen to the track, and I'll see you at the end.
Sometimes I can't believe it. It's too good to be true. And everything I do, I always wanna share it with you. You're my best friend, you're my partner in crime, and I wanna grow old with you. You're all my answers and all my reasons. Bring sunshine to all my seasons. You're more than just the one. You're my everything. You and me are misfits that fit each other perfect. I don't know how I deserve it. It's like a dream come true. And I know that 1,000 songs about you couldn't say it all, but I hope you know just how much I love you, baby. Sometimes I can't believe it. It's too good to be true. Oh, you and me are misfits that fit each other perfect. I don't know how I deserve it. No, it's like a dream come true. It's like a dream come true, yeah. It's like a dream come true. You're my dream come true.
Oh. Okay, from light to dark, we got up next Forbidden. This one again is difficult to tell you much about because all the lyrics on this record are just so emotionally open and honest that there's not a lot I can sort of elaborate on, really. This was the quickest song I've ever written. I basically pressed record with a guitar in my hand and recorded the entire song in one take without words, just the melody and the chords with me strumming the guitar without any idea of what I was going to play, and out came this song. And then I just wrote the lyrics in about 2 hours, and that's the quickest song I've ever done. But again, this song is all from complete personal experience of encounters I've had with the fairer kind, shall we say. And it'd be interesting actually to throw this one over to you guys and ask you what you think it's about and what some of the lyrics mean. I think that'd be quite fun. Like, we break all the rules but one. and some of the other metaphors that I'm using throughout. It'd be interesting to see what you guys think I'm talking about in this one, rather than me spelling it out literally what it is. I think that'd be more fun. So leave a comment or send me a tweet and tell me what you think it's about.
Trapped in different lives, we keep each other alive. Forbidden fruit. I'm your dirty little secret at the back door when you call. I'm a shadow, I'm a ghost. I'll be your darkest fantasy. We break all rules but one. We are perfect for tonight. It's a special kind of love that we can't speak of. Forbidden fruit. We break all the rules. We break all the rules. We break all the rules but one. We break all the rules. We break all the rules. We break all the rules but
Okay, we're on to the last track, Home. This is obviously the title track of the record, because I felt when I was on that journey that I'd become something other than who I used to be. Found myself in a place where I didn't really know myself anymore and didn't really have any grasp or angle on who I was or what I did or what my meaning was or what my place was or anything like that. And after going on that long, deep, dark journey and coming out the other end, I felt like I'd come home. In a metaphorical sense, in a kind of emotional sense, but also in a very literal sense. I was able to appreciate that I already had everything I needed right around me already in order to be happy. I had a great home life, a great family life, great friends and relationships. So everything was already around me. I was at home already. So I felt like I'd been on a journey and I'd come home. I'd come back to where I started from, and that was the best place to be.
and I have hit the floor with nowhere left to fall.
And also the song is about a personal feeling of overcoming demons. I know everyone can relate to this feeling of not being good enough, feeling of rejection or lack of confidence, or people putting you down, or being depressed, or being your own worst fucking enemy. And it is so hard to come out the other end with your head held high, stood alone whilst the arrows rain down, and just march forward. But ultimately you've only got yourself, we've only got ourselves, and if we're lucky enough to have others around us, then we've won. But, you know, most of us have to face the struggles we face in life alone. If we can't be good to ourselves, then we're fucked. So as hard as it is, and I know how hard it is because I've been there, where I am my own worst enemy, bullying myself and beating myself in ways that I would never dream of doing to anybody else, constantly, internally, in my own mind, which you can't escape from at any point. If you can't manage that and stage manage that a bit better, and start to love yourself and support yourself and cheerleader yourself a little bit, then life is going to be very, very difficult. And I'm really glad and thankful that I reached that point where I literally hit the floor and had to bounce back or surrender to it. And I know that everyone can bounce back. And I also know how hard it is to do that. And I also know how fucking awful it is when you're in that place. So hopefully this song offers a little bit of inspiration and positivity to people who were just suffering what I was suffering with at the time, to know that they can turn it around and that it is possible.
And so I'm letting go of all these chains, and I'll walk into the wilderness with my head held high. It's me, myself, and I. Even as the arrows rain down, I know that I will overcome. 'Cause I'm alright with me, myself. 'Cause I'm alright with me, myself. 'Cause I'm alright with me, myself, and I.
So that brings us to the end of the record. I really hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed listening to that, and I hope that it gave you some different perspectives on what some of the songs meant or whatever. Thanks again so much to everyone for all your amazing support. I really, really do appreciate it. This record is just as much yours as it is mine, and I thank all of you for helping me do what I do and being a part of the journey. I love you all to bits. Be good to yourselves. If there's one message from this record, it is, for God's sake, be good to yourself, because you deserve it, because you're awesome. And I hope to speak to you all soon. Stay in touch. Love you to bits. Bye-bye.